to have amidst us Honorable Mr. Sushrut Arvinder Madhikari, Chief Justice of the Madras High Court, who has graciously consented to be the chief guest of the day and deliver the special address on professional ethics and etiquette. I now take the honor of inviting His Lordship to address the gathering. My Lord, please.
Mr. S. Prabhakar, Senior Advocate and Vice Chairman of the Bar Council of India. Mr. P. S. Amalraj, Chairman of the Bar Council. Mr. K. Balu, Chairman of the Enrollment Committee. Mr. S. Prabhakaran, Vice Chairman Bar Council of India. Mr. B. Karthikeyan, Vice Chairman Bar Council of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. Mrs. J. Priscilla Pandian, Member Enrollment Committee. Mr. D. Sarvanan, Member Enrollment Committee. Mr. C. K. Chandrasekhar, Advocate. Distinguished members of the Bar Council, learned senior and junior advocates, most importantly, the young advocates who are getting enrolled today, ladies and gentlemen, very good evening and welcome to one and all. It is with profound sense of privilege that I stand before you today at this solemn ceremony of enrollment. To all those of you who have taken oath and are entering the rolls of the bar, let me say at the outset, a hearty welcome to one of the oldest, noblest, and most consequential of all professions known to civilized society. You have strived hard to reach this stage and have endured long years of study. Your families have invested faith and resources in your journey. Today, the journey reaches a milestone, but let me assure you, it does not end here. Today, it truly begins. The legal profession is not merely an occupation, it is a calling, it is a privilege conferred by society in trust to individuals who are willing to place the cause of justice above personal gains, to hold the Constitution sacred above all other texts, and to serve as officers of the court before they serve as advocates for their clients. It is in that spirit that I wish to speak to you today on a subject that lies at the very heart of our profession, ethics and etiquette. So, I would like to point out why ethics is necessary. Let us ask a more fundamental question. Why does ethics matters for a lawyer? The law is at its core an instrument of justice, but instruments can be wielded for good or for ill. A scalpel in the hands of a surgeon saves life. The same instrument in the wrong hands can do terrible harm. The law is no different. In the hands of an ethical advocate, the law becomes a shield for the weak, a voice for the voiceless, a check upon the powerful. In the hands of an unscrupulous one, the very same law becomes a tool of oppression, delay and injustice. A great jurist and philosopher once observed that the purpose of legal profession was to administer justice, and its practitioners are officers of the court charged with the paramount duty of ensuring that justice was done. The first duty of a lawyer to his client, the second is to the opponent, the third is to his colleagues, and the fourth is to himself. But above all these is his duty to truth and justice. This ordering is not accidental. It is a reminder that even the most zealous advocacy must be conducted with ethical boundaries and that winning of at all cost is not the hallmark of a great lawyer, but rather winning within the bounds of truth, fairness, and the rule of law. In India, the framework of legal ethics is anchored in the Advocates Act 1961 and the Bar Council of India rules made thereunder, particularly Chapter 2 of Part 6, which sets out the standards of professional conduct and etiquettes. These are not mere guidelines, they are binding obligations, the breach of which results in disciplinary action, suspension, and even removal from the rolls. Let me highlight some of the most vital of these duties because as you enter the profession today, you must carry them not merely as knowledge in your heads, but as convictions in your hearts. The duty of a lawyer towards the court is that you shall never knowingly make a false statement of law or fact before the court. You shall not mislead the court. You shall bring to the attention of the court any relevant precedents or statutory provision, even if it is adverse to your client's case. The court is not your adversary. It is a forum you are duty bound to assist in arriving at the truth. Misleading the court is not clever lawyering. It is professional misconduct of the gravest order. Then comes the duty towards the client. You shall defend your client to the best of your ability. You shall maintain confidentiality. You shall not place your personal interests above those of your client. And above all, you shall not encourage litigation where none is necessary. An advocate who manufactures disputes for personal gain violates the very premise upon which the truth of his client rests. Then comes the duty towards your colleagues. You shall not communicate with opposing parties directly when they are represented by counsel. You shall not solicit briefs through touts or by other improper means. The bar is a fraternity and fraternity demands decency. Then duty towards society. Every matter you handle touches lives, sometimes one life, sometimes thousands. You are privileged to live and work at the intersection of law and humanity. With that privilege comes the responsibility to ensure that the justice system remains accessible, fair, and functional. We see the misuse of adjournments, the abuse of procedural devices, the filing of cases that serve no purpose other than to harass. These practices are not just ethical violations, they are a betrayal of the millions of ordinary people who come before our courts. Many of them poor, many of them desperate, all of them trusting that the law will serve them. Always bear in mind that the reputation you build in your first years will define your career. More importantly, the character you demonstrate in your earliest years will shape the person you become. Then comes the professional etiquette. Let me now turn to the question of etiquette, which is both a matter of courtesy and a matter of professionalism. The courtroom etiquette is the essential and not a mere formality. It is through your professional conduct, your punctuality, your attire, and your deference to the bench that the dignity of law is maintained and the public trust is secured. As you step into this noble profession, carry yourself with the understanding that your respect for the court's traditions is a direct reflection of your commitment to fairness and to pursuit of truth for every citizen you represent. Then comes the dress and appearance. The black coat and bands that you will now wear are not a relic of colonism to be discarded. They are a true uniform that equalizes, that signals your role as an officer of the court. Your dress not to impress, but to respect. Come to court properly attired. Then conduct in the courtroom should be, you should speak clearly, concisely, and with courtesy. Do not interrupt your opposing counsel. Do not speak when the judge is speaking. These courtesies are not subservience, they are the grammar of judicial proceedings. Conduct towards opposing counsel. A lawyer who shouts, who makes personal attacks, who demeans his opponent does not demonstrate strength, he demonstrates insecurity. The greatest advocates of this country, Nani Palkhiwala, Ram Jethmalani, Fali Nariman, and many more to name, were known not only for their brilliance, but for their courtesy and their poise. Then also, punctuality is most important. Respect the court's time, respect your client's time. The culture of adjournments and delays that plagues our courts is built brick by the cumulative unpunctuality of individual lawyers. Be the change you wish to see, arrive prepared, begin on time, conclude concisely. A poorly prepared lawyer wastes not his own time but the court's time as well, his client's time, and ultimately undermines justice. Know your brief, read your documents, research your law. The advocate who walks into court uninformed does a disservice not only to his clients but to the institution itself. I want to say a word about something that is perhaps less spoken in an enrollment address, but which I believe lies at the heart of what it means to be a lawyer in India today. That is access to justice. India has over 1 billion people, millions of them are poor, millions of them are illiterate, millions of them are women who have been denied their rights, tribal communities whose lands have been encroached, workers whose wages have been stolen. These people exist at the margins of our legal system, technically entitled to justice, but practically unable to reach it. As a lawyer, you have a role to play in bridging that gap. The Bar Council rules themselves recognize this. An advocate is required to accept briefs assigned under legal aid programs and to provide representation to those who cannot afford it. Make time in your career for pro bono work, participate in legal aid camps, assist in legal literacy programs, champion the rights of those who cannot champion themselves. These commitments will not diminish your career, they will ennoble it. A word to younger advocates: the early years of practice can be difficult. Briefs are slow to come. Income is uncertain. The hierarchy of the bar can sometimes feel daunting. You may be tempted to seek shortcuts. Let me tell you something from my own experience and from the experience of every senior advocate I have known. There are no shortcuts in this profession. The lawyers who have made a lasting mark are those who build their reputation on integrity, hard work, and on the consistent quality of their thinking and their advocacy. Not on connections alone, not on family names, on merits, on characters. Be patient, be persistent, find a good senior and learn from them. Not just the law, but the craft of advocacy, the discipline of preparation, and the ethics of practice. Read widely, not just law reports and statutes, but literature, history, philosophy. The best lawyers are not merely legal technicians, they are thinkers, writers, and humanists. An oath is not a formality, it is a covenant, a public promise made before the court and before your peers about the kind of lawyers you intend to be. Be the kind of lawyer your family will be proud of. Be the kind of lawyer your clients can trust. Be the kind of lawyer your country needs. On behalf of the bench and the bar, I extend to you my warmest congratulations and my deepest wishes for a long, honorable, and fulfilling career in the service of law and of justice. Before concluding, I would like to tell my experience when I became a lawyer and joined the profession. Everything was uncertain. we even don't know what is going to happen, whether we are going to get the briefs or money, etc. Nothing. But the only one mantra is keep on working hard and always join a senior. There is no substitute to the senior. If you say that I am a meritorious candidate and I can appear in the court directly, that won't serve the purpose. You have to learn the nuances of law. Small things can be learned in the office only. Senior has no time to tell you anything. You have to observe and learn. You have to attend the court daily from 10:30 to 5 at least. Even if you don't have work, please sit in the court and listen the arguments, how the lawyers make their submissions, what kind of questions come from the court. You can analyze. You can analyze the judge also. What is the requirement of his court? What he requires. And unless you learn all these things, and it will come slowly, you have to be very punctual, very attentive, and punctual in the office also. You can't say that I won't come in the office in the evening, I will come to the court directly. Then again you won't learn anything. So you have to be with your senior properly, then only you can make a mark. First 5 years are very difficult, but don't be afraid. A lawyer who is regular, punctual, everything will be done automatically. But the only thing is you have to put a hard work, that's all. Thank you so much.